Well, out of little acorns come big voter frauds. We'll get to that in just a second. I had a few observations on the second presidential debate a few nights ago, and I made some notes, so forgive me because I have to be looking down here. I think I'm getting old because I can't remember everything that it's terrible. So anyway, first of all, Barack lied because he had said in the debate that he never received a penny from Fannie or Freddie Mac. He says he never got paid by them. Of course, Franklin Raines, the guy who's, what's the word I'm looking for? He's on Barack Obama's campaign. He's advising him on housing and economic issues. Franklin Raines, walked away with about $90 million total over 6 years from Fannie, and now he's working for Barack. So, but I mean, that's just a little disingenuous to say he never, had nothing to do with Fannie. Barack says that all the debt we've racked up, the Bush administration has ruined the economy. It's all the failed Bush economic policies. You've got to be kidding me. That is not what's led to this. A year ago the Dow was at 14 something. Do we remember this? And even just in the news, jobless claims have gone down for 2 weeks straight, which might be a small thing. But pending home sales for August were up 7.4%. You're not hearing all the positive news, but to point out about this whole failed Bush economic policies thing, what economic policies has the Bush administration put in that has caused everything to fail? That has caused this problem? Waiting. Okay, he lowered taxes when he first came in. Okay, yeah. But what other economic policies? Oh, I get it. He deregulated everything. Right. That's according to Barack, that Bush and McCain, the Republicans have deregulated everything and has caused this big mess, and they allowed Fannie and Freddie to get out of control and all this crazy crap. That's bull crap. It's bull crap. Research it. Look it up. Even the New York Times did a couple of pieces on this. The Bush administration back in 2005 was warning against Fannie and Freddie. They said we need to create a government organization that would oversee Fannie and Freddie because there's problems there. Something's going on. They need to be supervised. And the Democrats blocked it because they thought it would hurt the ability to get loans to lower income people, which is the majority is their voting bloc. John McCain came out 2 different times. 2005, 2006, said something's going on, Fannie and Freddie. You guys need to investigate this. Something's going on with these mortgage. They're doing fraud. You need to look it up, check it out. And again, no one listened to him. Okay, the Republicans tried to fix this. They tried to prevent the situation from coming. They saw it coming a long time ago. The Democrats wouldn't do nothing about it. Those are the facts. They're undisputed. Look it up. Now, all this about the debt. All this debt that we've racked up. The majority of that debt comes from the Department of Homeland Security being created, which, I don't know, since 2001, we haven't had another attack, so something's working. And it comes from the 2 wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. It's expensive to fight a war. Now, whether you disagree on the war or not, that's a different issue. But the debt that the reckless Bush administration has racked up, majority of it's from the wars. This is what happens during a war. Now, Barack keeps saying, the oil companies, they have 68 million acres that they don't use, but yet they want to drill more. The point is they don't use the 68 million acres because they're not allowed to drill. Hello out there? Because the Democrats keep blocking drilling. They won't allow them to drill. It's bad for the environment and the caribou. Right. That's the problem. The Democrats are blocking the energy policy. Bush's energy bill, remember? It included drilling. Initially, it got denied at first. I think something finally got through, but he had to take out the provision for drilling. It's crazy. Barack says Iraq was a bad idea from the beginning. Okay. Again, that's up for debate. He says that it's a bad idea because we didn't get Bin Laden. That we left Afghanistan too quickly because, as he said, Bush didn't care about Bin Laden. Wanted to go to Iraq for, which had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda. Do the research on that one. Okay? And check out the name of the Al-Qaeda base, which, forgive me, I can't remember it, what that was actually in Iraq. Remember this from back when it originally started. And look out and check out the amount of yellow cake. You know what yellow cake is? That's a weapon of mass destruction that was found in Iraq 2 years ago. Look up the story on that. That's not getting much play. We did find weapons of mass destruction there. But no, Bush lied. And the thing with that is, bin Laden immediately escaped to Pakistan to hide in those mountain ranges. Which, by the way, now that Pakistan has a new leader, guess what's happening? He's working with the United States. We've got drones and we've got military that's over there bombing and targeting terrorists. We're trying to get bin Laden. Bush is trying to get bin Laden. I'm tired of hearing this. He doesn't want to get bin Laden. Of course he does. Barack says he's going to get bin Laden. What's he going to do? Barack said he'd go and bomb Pakistan if he had to get him. Oh, great. Start another war? See, the Bush foreign policy is working. We haven't been attacked again. You know, thousands and tens of thousands of terrorists have gone to Iraq to, because they think they can defeat us, and we're beating them there, not here. Yes, there's some problems in Afghanistan, but you know what just happened? We just took 8,500 troops out of Iraq because it's getting better there, and we moved them to Afghanistan. So Barack says, Bush ain't doing nothing, but we are. Okay? I'll tell you. And then, Barack Obama says that Vladimir Putin is starting to oppress people over there in Russia, and he's taking away people's rights. Yeah, good point. But you know what Barack Obama is in favor of? Something called the Fairness Doctrine. Look it up. Go to Wikipedia, whatever, Google, Yahoo, whatever you want to do. Look up the Fairness Doctrine and tell me about suppressing rights, suppressing the freedom of speech. The Fairness Doctrine will silence more voices in this country than like anything we've ever seen. And Barack's concerned about fairness. Come on. North Korea just got taken off the terrorist watch list. They have abandoned their nuclear program. They're allowing U.S. and UN inspectors in there. They're working with us. That's a success in the Bush foreign policy, which Barack says has failed so miserably. Okay? Barack Obama says he wrote a letter warning about the Fannie and Freddie mortgage crisis. Where is this letter? No one's been able to find this letter. Chris Dodd acknowledged that there was a letter, but Barack's name wasn't on it. That one's been out there. John McCain's name was on it. Barack never wrote any letter. Where's this letter warning about it? He didn't. He didn't warn about it. Now, this whole ACORN thing, I'm sure you've heard about this now. Anderson Cooper's been reporting on it, CNN, Fox News, they're all reporting on it. ACORN's humongous. And it's widespread voter fraud for the Democrats. They're falsely registering tens of thousands and tens of thousands of Democrats. Fake names. They're registering the Dallas Cowboys football team, for crying out loud. Now, what's that got to do with Barack Obama? Barack Obama worked for ACORN. He got started with ACORN. Look at Madeleine Talbot, who was the one who sought him out. Barack Obama's been tied to ACORN since way back in Chicago. When Barack Obama did his community organizing, you heard that he was a community organizer. Guess who he did it with? ACORN. He's worked with them from the beginning. They've been involved in widespread voter fraud in 6 or 7 different swing states now. And the FBI is uncovering it all over the place. Barack Obama's been tied to them. You know, Barack Obama, last month, his campaign wrote a check for $800,000 to ACORN for voter services, for helping to get out the vote. And look what they're doing. They're fraudulently getting votes for Barack Obama, for the Democratic Party. They're cheating to try to get him in. Barack Obama is for the kind of reform that ACORN wants to do. It's the kind of reform that the terrorist Bill Ayers teaches about as a professor. It's the kind of stuff that was on the Annenberg Challenge, the education reform that Barack Obama worked with the terrorist William Ayers on. Reverend Wright speaks about this kind of reform, you know? GD this country in the U.S. of KKKA that Barack Obama listened to for 20 years. I'm putting something together. I think Barack Obama is trying to bring down this country from the inside out. He wants to institute a kind of socialist reform that's going to destroy this country. It includes the Fairness Doctrine. It includes silencing voices. It includes ACORN, who's out there doing this reforming thing. And by the way, ACORN was behind the mortgage crisis too. Looked up the connection on that. ACORN was harassing people to get these loans issued to people that couldn't repay them. Barack Obama is trying to bring down this country and turn it to a socialist nation. And that's something that people need to stop ignoring and look at very carefully. Thank you for listening, and God bless America.